Hey now, so it's Friday night, which means I have some time to shoot some videos before I go back to work tomorrow because I'm during my busy season. So I'm going to try and knock off 2 videos right now. But before we get to that, please like and subscribe. I usually don't say that, but I would love to grow the channel a little bit more if possible. Also, I watched a previous video and I noticed the video quality is not that good. To be honest, I do have a better computer in the house, but my kids occupy it all the time. So unfortunately, this is what you're going to get. But if you need to see a better picture, I probably can drop one in. Just let me know in the comment section. So anyways, getting on to Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. I read an interesting stat about him today. He appeared in more games than anybody else without appearing in a playoff game. So I thought that was interesting. Very common player across the circuit. I met him in 1997. Nice guy, chatted it up. It was never too crowded of a line because he did so many shows. So let's take a look at my autograph first, and we'll go a little bit more into his detail. So here we have my Ernie Banks. This is a very common. He signed his name during the mass signing events. And again, he was not a tough signature at all. And he common to sign the Ernie right below the Banks. It's nothing terribly rare. So if we go to the PSA autograph database, I want to show you what to look for. So two things to look for. Number one is he signed his name very big. You don't want to see his name crunched up. Secondly, and this is what I look for more than anything. A lot of people say you should look for the B, a break between the B and the S. And not only that, the K was just a straight line down, almost like a Y. You can see like a I or a U, then a Y straight down. He never really formed the K and we're just talking about the mass signings he did in the 70s and on, not about his rookie autograph. But what I always tend to look for is his autograph should be basically slanting left in the Ernie and to the right in the Banks. So he's not highly forged except for 500 club autographs. They're forged all the time. So we're going to look for that in a moment. Let's just look a few more in the autograph database. Again, here's an older signature of 1957. Even then, first name slanted to the left, slanted to the right. Again, the K, there was no break. It was more of a full K. But again, we're not going to talk about these. Obviously, a vintage autograph will demand more money. Even here, okay, this is 1980. Again, slanted to the E, a nice full B, a break right there, the slant to the left, a little slant to the right, a break. He was still doing a little bit of a K there, but let's see if there's any more modern. Okay, yeah, this is a vintage. I'm trying to get to the modern signatures, which is the one you're probably going to be looking to purchase. Again, okay, this is 1975. But again, even here, by then, look, slant to the left, slant to the right, and a straight breakdown with the K right there. So again, as he did more signings, his autograph got more sloppy. Again, typical mid-90s signature to the left, to the right. Now, the forgers, we're going to get to that next here. So a lot of things to look for in the forgers. Now, remember, again, the slant to the left, slant to the right, the break between the B and the S. In addition, you see how this B comes down below the break. Now, here we have, and this is from the Outer Safe Facebook group, which is a great group. They are like geniuses. They do a great service to the community. I cannot recommend them enough, especially with the more modern autographs like Ernie Banks. Now, if you really know what you're doing, you look at this and you can tell right away. With that hologram alone screams fake. But obviously, this is not a real 500 home run autograph. And one of the easiest ways to tell a very common forgery with the Banks is you see how high that B is compared to, see how the B starts to just come below and come up. This one starts very high. It's almost like a half of 8. If you could see that or not. So that's a very common thing to look for. Another common thing, and this is I'm pulling off of eBay, and again, this is a 500 home run piece. And there was a show, Ron Lewis did do this drawing, but this is obvious fake. But there's a lot of ways to tell. But we're just talk about the Willie Mays right now. Sorry, not the Willie Mays, the Ernie Banks. And you could tell, it's hard to tell. The Ernie Banks should slant to the left, and this slants to the right, just like the Banks. And again, the B doesn't fall all the way down below right here. So again, those are just some things to look for the Ernie Banks. Again, not a tough autograph. And again, when you look at for 500 home run sign pieces, and again, this is on eBay, and I don't like to go to eBay to point out fakes, but some of them are really bad. And again, for $195, you're probably not going to get a real one, COA or not. So for the 500 home run pieces, they usually are like 16 by 20 pieces or bigger. If you see an 8 by 10 home run piece, there's a good chance it's fake. I mean, these were easy to print in the secondary market and forge. So when they were signed at shows, they actually gave out to all the attendees these big, beautiful posters. Sometimes they were even pre-signed by Ron Lewis, a couple of them. So that's about it. Let me know if you have an Ernie Banks in your collection. I'm sure it's good. Again, you have a 500 run side piece. I imagine the price you paid, it's good as well. So I'm probably going to shoot Al Barlick right after this. Let's get back to me here. I'm going to shoot Al Barlick right after this. It should be a quick video about Al Barlick. If you have a fake Al Barlick in your collection, well, you're going to have to watch the next video. As always, keep collecting.